today I want to talk about Westworld, and since it's the end of season 3, I think it's a quite a good idea. So I don't as a start, Westworld for me has been an actual spiritual journey from the beginning of season 1 to the unprovoked and unpredicted by anyone, but from me I definitely didn't predict it. The ending of season 1 blew my mind. I don't remember my reaction to season 2, but I still love the series after that. Season 3 actually it's right there in the center of my heart. I don't know, the series is really punching me right or poking me right in my perception of what our reality is. I mean, there's so many questions in the film, so many perspectives, so many ways to go about one single idea, and that really pushes me to think, do I actually have an objective point of view on what actually is happening? How do I put it? It's really about seeing how the hosts realize what they are, make their own decisions, prove that they're not just programming. They can evolve beyond that. They can make their own decisions. They have their own attachments, good or bad, their own point of view, their own perspectives. It's actually, for me, the hosts are us when we're awakening. They ask the same questions. The reactions are a little more strict than what usually happens, than what we usually do, but it's still there. They're still looking for a new life, looking for change, I don't know how else to put it, and they do go on and continue doing what they believe in. I'm amazed that the chief architect of the hosts, Ford, actually helped them realize themselves, release them, and he actually sacrificed himself. I don't really get that idea if he should have done it. I think that the series puts it in a way that he lets Dolores decide, which is even greater. I mean, what's better what better way to accept and confront your sins than let them decide, devote yourself to them and let them decide what to do with you. For me, that's really another step of devotion, right? I don't know how to express it really. This is my first time talking about this in such a manner, and regarding the series as well. But I'm really impressed by what it is. It's really mostly about the awakening, finding their place, and in this case, Dolores fighting for the truth that she believes in. And the ending, her last words, I mean, greater than ever. I think it's about something that we should all strive towards. And it's something that I've been looking into, and I couldn't believe that she started saying it. I was like, I don't remember it from the first season. I watched it and I rewatched the first episode, and she actually says that then, but it looks so naive then, whereas now at the end of season 3, it actually looks like a very practical thing, something that she lives by. And I do believe that that is what should define us, or how everything actually works. We do have an idea, and the way that you express it, the way that we follow it, the way that we live by it defines who we are and what the end result would be. That's really what I've learned through my years in through the last 5 years, when I've been looking for more awareness, more enlightenment, being more positive and working in a positive manner. That's why actually this is how I'm assuming this is why Westworld is so close to my heart, because it's really close to my actual experiences and my actual thoughts. I mean, I actually enjoy in identifying myself as the hosts, because they're going through a spiritual awakening. So in my opinion, I'm going through a spiritual awakening. That's why I put it like that. But they're going through their own awakening, and how do I put it? For me, the experience is more important than the conditions that they're in. So even if I am, I don't care in the hypothetical world. I don't care if I'm a host. As long as I have that experience, it's all the same to me. It's just like I am human, because it's still definitive, right? The hosts look and practically think in a similar way, or in the exact same way as humans do. So difference isn't that big, and that from that point of view, the difference is that you can have a limitless exchange of bodies. Not that we can, but it's a little different of an aspect there, and the idea of them living in a digital world also makes me think that they're more connected than us. I don't know, that's something I'm always looking for in my interactions, some sort of connection or narrative, if I should put it that way. But even if it is a narrative, as long as it's an experience, it's okay. It's fun. And there's always variations, right? While rewatching the first episode of season 1, they actually said that practically 90% of the narratives, okay, they didn't exactly say that, but they said something similar, that all the narratives were interrupted by the guests, the humans that are in the park. So the variations are like limitless. And even if they're experiencing the same thing, they're not experiencing the exact same thing. That's also exciting. What else? I'm amazed. This is something that I've wanted to share a lot. That and I don't know the name of the picture, but when Ford describes that a neurologist actually realized in the painting with God and Adam, when they're almost touching, the angels around God actually represent a brain. So it's actually a full message that our thoughts create our reality. Not necessarily the brain. The brain is a receiver in what I've learned through research and experiences, but it's still something that blew my mind then. And to be fair, the ending of season 1, the message that I got out from it was that the potential for possibilities is outside, it's not inside. It's not just inside you, it's inside everybody collectively. So the collective work is more important than the individual work. And that's pretty much it. That's why I love it. It's practically freeing, and the fact that season 3 is based on freeing ourselves from the robotic chains that we all usually close ourselves in all the habits and all the bad things, and we normally, from what I've seen, the people that don't want to change are just the people that are too lazy to divert from their own habits, which is practically doesn't mean that there's a robot controlling us. It's just our individual choice to continue doing that. So if we want to change, we just have to do it. Just experience it. Just do it. Just change. That's it. Next time when you see yourself doing something you would like to stop or change, just change it. You can have an epiphany. You can have an idea. You can have the smallest idea of what you can do. A little different, or you could get up and do another thing in a different order that's still different, right? The potential is so much out there, and it's out there for everybody. We just have to take it. I mean, and we don't have to take it all in at once. We can do it one by one, step by step, which is also exciting, because in one way or another, from what I've seen, we always go through everything that we wanted to. We always have the experiences that we're looking for. It's just that we have some sort of basis with an attached meaning and what was it? Expectations that we want to fulfill. And to be fair, we don't have to. We can see all the results outside, and they're still out there. They're still as good as the ones that we expect to see, but maybe even better, because of the unpredictability, because of the chances that we have, because everything is different, right? So if we think of something, we always think about it the way that we know about it. And when we know something, there's no real way to enjoy it, because it becomes boring. It's one and the same. There's no soaring above that idea if it happens the same way. But if we accept everything as a result of our actions, as a reflection of our desires, as a reflection of what we actually wanted to receive, then everything is actually a lot more exciting, because we start seeing and experiencing how things can actually happen in an easy way without having to force things to happen, and just accepting them the way they are. I'm not let me think if I can express this in another way, right? So instead of just pushing towards the exact results that we have imagined when we have started out on creating or manifesting the specific idea, we can just accept what is, and we will see that it is actually in some ways reflective of what we're looking to, or what we are looking for. And that's really something that I am wondering how to share on a more global level, right? Because most of our problems, at least most of my problems and what I've seen around myself, is that we're just too dedicated to our expectations and not to our actual actions and results and the way that we can use them. For me, it turns out that I'm saying for me, but I'm sure it can be for you as well. I don't want you to think that it's different for everybody. Some things are, but principles are the same, expressions are different, and that's why there isn't an exact same result, let's put it that way. There will always be something that happens outside of our comfort zone, out of our expectancy, out of our assumptions, because our world is just that much fluctuating. And to be fair, regarding third season in Westworld, it's actually it proves it in a way that everything can be predicted and can be put exactly how you expected or plan it to be, because practically Rehoboam was the perfect AI that could build the perfect world and could remove all the divergences, but it didn't. Dolores came in and she changed all of that. I mean, the smallest piece can push so far, it can change everything. It's just setting your mind to it and doing whatever you think is right. Just following your ideas and expressing them is what does it for me. As well as actually, I want to put that out, I didn't see any single moment where Dolores assumed and knew what would happen. She made choices on probabilities, but she never actually knew what the end result was, like Rehoboam was supposed to, as well as Sirach. Another thing was that the fact that Sirach was listening to what Rehoboam was telling him to do was actually a practical reflection of what, in my opinion, all of us okay, maybe that's a wrong message, but it's a great idea on what we can do, but focusing on expansive ideas. Why do I say that? Now, this is my idea is to focus on and listen to messages from our intuition. So intuition is the information that we all know is 100% true and is correct. So if we focus on expansive ideas and listen to our intuitive ideas, something magical happens. At least that's my experience. This is so there's a better way to say it, right? It sounds so I don't know how to put it, unfinished, there's still a lot of explaining to do, and practically I'm not sure how to do that. I'm just realizing it, but the best advice that I can give you, if you're watching this, is to focus on expansive ideas that are beneficial in any way to the environment, in any way to developing any talents, any abilities, whatever it is, and listening to all the ideas around you. And that includes the environment around you, the people around you, your intuitive ideas. You will actually, by listening to all of the ideas around you and listening to the intuitive ideas, you'll be able to combine all of them at once in one idea and be able to express it even better. And let's say that this is a combination with my conclusion from the first season and the first season in regards to listening to what we're told from our intuition, of course. that the potential is also outside, and it's in the collective as well as inside ourselves. So I'm not sure if this is right, but let me put it this way: the impulse and the strive, the unwavering decision making that we do, and the collaboration with the environment around us is practically the best result when applied in all practical manners that we are able to every single moment, is the best result that we can produce every single moment. This still sounds to me like it's an unfinished idea, and I'm explaining it real bad. I think it even sounds like a cliche. I practically mean it and feel that it feels like that. But I don't know how else to explain it. For me, it's really about applying and practicing whatever comes to mind when it comes to mind, so long as it's in some way expansive and it can be in benefit of some sort to someone or something. I don't know. Today I practically, since the weather is between good and bad, but there's a strong wind, I was going home from work, and I was looking around my surroundings, what was happening, and I saw that a tree in a vase, so a little tree, had fallen over, and I just couldn't pass it by. I don't know. It may sound lame, but I really wished to bring it back up. And thinking that that helps the tree. I didn't actually ask it. I didn't think a lot about it. I was wondering if it was just me being bored, but in the end, I really did want to put it straight up. So I did, and I think that's for the better. I mean, my idea is that practical actions can be directed, helpful and beneficial practical actions can be directed towards a lot of things. It's not just limited to one type of thing, and helping one thing can help you learn how to help the other thing. Like I said, principles are the same, expression is different. And this is it. I'm actually also amazed by all the actors acting. It's amazing. Okay, until next time.